35 years ago that I started. A local advert for a locksmith company needed an apprentice, so I applied and I got that straight away. So I started actually just before my 16th birthday. I always had an interest in keys. I always used to look at the school caretaker's bunch of keys and watch him locking the school up and stuff like that, and opening it up in the morning. And it was just something that, you know, interested me. We used to go into the hardware shop that had keys behind the counter, and I'd watch the men cut the keys on the bench, and that's really what triggered the first interest in working with small items of metal and how they operated. I always liked to take things apart, so that was definitely something that contributed to my interest in it. My early days as an apprentice involved cleaning key machines, making plenty cups of tea for the staff, tidying the shop up, counting stock, etc., making sure that all of the key blanks were stocked up nicely in the shop front, and generally slowly starting to learn and watch the other bench locksmiths serve customers, cut keys, and then I started on the bench taking locks apart and understanding how they worked before I was allowed to do anything else. It was a very controlled and valuable experience to see the insides of the locks before I started to work with them. One of the things that I have seen introduced in my lifetime as a locksmith is access control, which everybody takes for granted these days. And all the manufacturers like Dormakaba are bringing out the latest technologies in access control. But I started before access control was actually a stream of products. So I think that has to be the most significant change from mechanical to electrical. I think the change with electronic security coming into the industry with regards to access control, electronic releases, electronic locking, and also the signals that come from locks, that is going to be an ever developing area. As we've seen, we've gone from RFID to fingerprint biometrics. Everything is in the cloud, you know, and AI now as well. So the future is going to be even more incredible than what we've seen already, and certainly what I've seen in the last 45 years. Changes to the industry and innovative ideas that I've really liked and looked at, and that's smart key technology. And obviously we're here at the MLA Expo 25 launching Skyra. I can't wait to get out in the market and talk about something. You know, having a key that you charge like your mobile phone that gives you your access rights, that's absolutely superb. You know, it changes everything for the end user, and Skyra will serve a purpose. That's what excites me. If you can get excited about smart technology, then that is definitely it. You know, who's to say that in 10 to 15 years you don't actually have voice recognition as well as the biometrics as well, and you talk to your security down your telephone? Who knows? The master keying is still very, very apparent, and I'm very busy with it. We've influenced and used the pull strategies, the end users, to make their life a bit easier, because they want everything so quick and instant, and that's where the technology has advanced that and given those product specifications a whole new set of preambles, and of course all of that has to be tested and standards have to be written to that as well. When I first started, there was BS 3621. That was it, really. There was a few other fire standards for fire doors for 30 minutes, 60 minutes. But now, having spent my life, you know, working with the police and the government, mitigating against serious organised criminals, you've got BRE, the Loss Prevention Certificate Board, and BSI, and of course the associations that govern, if you like, and help us as manufacturers in our industry learn all of the standards. I mean, if you look at the Guild of Architects and Ironmongers, when I did my Reg AI, I think I did 32 exams over 4 years to actually get my diploma. And if you take a door full of ironmongery, there's probably about 11 or 12 standards just on one door. Before it was just a door with just a 5-lever lock and a Yale lock. Now it's a standard for everything, and rightly so, because end users need reliability, life cycle. And now we've also got the carbon footprint side of things as well, and conforming to an environmental policy, even in the manufacturing of a lock cylinder. And it's forever changing, and for the better. I signed up as a student member 45 years ago, and I gave myself 5 years, but I really spent 10 years training. But what I've seen, and what I still recommend to this day when anybody talks to me about our industry, is to join the MLA, because the training is run by locksmiths, and I think it's critical, because manufacturers like Dormakaba are always bringing in new products, and standards are being written all the time by the European standards and BSI. You know, the continual professional development needs to carry on to progress your career. The role the MLA has played, I think, is the governance and the licensing and the security checks for their individuals, the affiliate members, manufacturing members, the categories. I think they've organised everything extremely well, and it has grown since the very early days tremendously. You've only got to look at this exhibition and how fantastic it is with everybody here. And it's been recognised, so they've clearly done a really good job, and it's been recognised by other associations, right from central government down. But memorable experiences that I was really pleased with was being appointed to be the locksmith for the Crown Jewels at the Tower of London. Subsequently did that for a 2-year period, because you're only allowed to do it for a certain amount of time, and you had to win a tender contract to do that. I always give the same advice to those who talk to me about becoming a locksmith, the same thing. I can't stress enough the importance of joining the MLA. I think that's vitally important to have the right guidance. And I think you need to learn from the bottom up and stick to it if you enjoy it. I enjoyed it, I stuck with it, and 45 years later I'm now talking about it. It's a never-ending challenge to better yourself, carry on with the CPDs and the training on all of the standards and the products, but to actually get out there and finish and look at the door when you've finished installing and hand those keys to somebody and see them get peace of mind, I think that's a great feeling. Values and skills being a locksmith, I think the most valuable thing is trust and security, and giving that trust to the end users, because they will always call you back. It's a great feeling to actually deliver some security of any kind of package to an end user, and then when they ring you up a year later and they need you again, you know, for another project. Working for the royal family, working for number 10, being given a freedom of the City of London. I'm proud of all of the projects I've worked on, because I really probably could put pen to paper and write a book about it, but those are stories that you're not allowed to tell. So I'm not going to start now after 45 years of confidentiality. But yeah, very proud of it.